You find a plant. But it doesn't just sit there. It glows with its own soft light.
Yeah, like an ethereal light.
Exactly. And it hums, like a quiet, almost otherworldly tune. It holds secrets, maybe millennia worth. We're definitely not talking about your average garden weed here.
And not even close. Today, we're doing a deep dive into something really fascinating, kind of mysterious, and surprisingly complex. The lore around Nirnroot.
And this isn't just, grabbing an ingredient in the game.
No, it's about this incredibly resilient organism. Its history is tangled up with these huge cataclysmic events, and the unwavering dedication of this one master alchemist is quite a story.
A story woven into Tamriel itself.
Precisely. Its story is like a little window into Tamriel's own magical and geological history.
And for this deep dive, we've managed to gather quite a bit. We've got historical texts, detailed alchemical research notes.
Even personal journals right out of Tamriel. It's a pretty good collection.
It really is. We want to unpack Nirnroot's unique traits, the biological and the magical.
Trace his journey through Tamriel's history, which is, well, pretty tumultuous.
And really get into the obsessive quest of the alchemist who basically dedicated his life to it.
And ultimately died for it, yeah.
It's intense. So get ready for some surprising facts, maybe a few moments where you go, aha! Because I promise you, this plant, it's way more than meets the eye.
Or the ear, as we'll find out.
Okay, so let's start by painting a picture. What does Nirnroot look like? What are its most striking features when you first stumble upon it in, say, the wilds of Tamriel?
Well, the first thing is it's rare, really rare, and its appearance is very distinctive.
Right, those broad leaves, that kind of turquoise green color.
Exactly. It's an unusual shade, almost unnatural looking. But the real kicker, the thing that makes it unforgettable.
The glow.
The glow, yeah. The leaves glow with this internal light. It's like finding a living lantern out there in the wilderness, softly pulsating.
And that glow, it's not just cosmetic, is it? It hints at something deeper.
Absolutely. It suggests this deep magical essence inside the plant. And you usually find it near water, right? Rivers, lakes, ponds.
Always near water. But there's that other detail about its habitat that's really interesting.
The soil preference.
Yes.
Yes. It likes acidic or ashen soil. And that's not just a minor detail.
Oh, it points to something significant.
It strongly suggests this connection, maybe even a symbiotic one, to environments shaped by, well, intense stuff. Volcanic eruptions, maybe powerful magic.
So it's like a living indicator of past turmoil, a botanical witness.
That's a great way to put it. A witness to the land's history.
Okay, so visually striking, glowing. But there's more, isn't there? Something you might notice before you even see it.
The sound. That low, quiet, but unmistakable hum. Or sometimes it's described as a ringing noise.
Ethereal, yeah, like it's drawing you in. A continuous, soft drone.
It's so tied to the plant, that hum, that it's often the first sign it's nearby. Especially, in a dark cave or a really overgrown forest.
You hear it first, like it's calling out from the shadows.
It's like an auditory signature.
Yeah.
A unique frequency may be tied to its magic.
And back to the habitat near water, sure, but that affinity for acidic, ashen soil, that becomes really key later, doesn't it?
Hugely significant. As we trace its history, its evolution, it suggests this plant doesn't just, survive in harsh conditions. Maybe it thrives. Maybe it even mutates because of them. It adapts in these really extraordinary ways.
Right, so we've got the look, the glow, the hum, but what does it actually do? This is where Nirnroot gets, well, even more enigmatic. Practical uses, strange side effects.
And sometimes unsettling ones, yeah. Its most famous property, the one every adventurer or alchemist knows, is its use in invisibility potions.
The primary ingredient, right. And it's not a weak effect either.
No, it's potent, offers real concealment, which can be crucial. It really highlights that inherent magical essence we talked about, a plant that can make you vanish. That's powerful magic.
But that's just the tip of the iceberg, alchemically speaking.
Oh, absolutely. Its peculiarities go way beyond invisibility. One of the most fascinating things is its use in alcoholic beverages.
Get this a drink that gets you properly intoxicated, but with zero hangover.
Imagine that. The sources say the true flavor of this Nirnroot wine is a total mystery. Apparently, no one's ever really, savored it.
So you don't remember the taste, just the effect.
Exactly. It's remembered for that unique, consequence-free intoxication. It's such a curious thing, blurring lines between magic, biology, maybe even social rituals.
I mean, seriously, a hangover-free buzz. Sign me up. But okay, then there's the darker side.
Right. It's not all fun and games. Nirnroot has been reported to cause lethargy, even addiction in some creatures.
Specifically the quama, those tunneling insect things.
Yes, particularly the ones in the Nabani Bay area. They seem to become reliant on it. And that suggests it's not just a simple magical effect.
It's physiological, like a drug.
Exactly. A powerful physiological impact. It makes you wonder about its purpose in the ecosystem. Is it defense or just a weird byproduct of its magic?
That addiction angle really makes you think, doesn't it? If it can cause that kind of biological response, it's more than just an ingredient.
It creates almost a biological imperative in whatever consumes it. And the oddities just keep coming. There are some really bizarre anecdotal claims out there.
Okay, let's hear them.
Well, some accounts suggest consuming Nirnroot can make a person's excreta glow.
Wait, what? Glowing poop? Seriously?
Apparently. Definitely a memorable side effect, if maybe not one you'd boast about.
No kidding. What else?
Others report that it tastes distinctly like soap.
Soap. Okay, between glowing waste and tasting like soap, this plant is seriously weird.
It really underscores how enigmatic it is, always unpredictable. It defies easy explanation, even in a world full of magic. Nature's always got curveballs.
Glowing excreta. I'm not sure I'd want that party trick at the Blue Palace. It just adds to the mystique, though, doesn't it?
It does. But despite all these strange, sometimes unpleasant effects, it's also valued just for decoration, as a houseplant.
Which makes sense. That unique glow, the constant hum. Imagine that in your study.
Bees a lava lamp, right?
Totally. Who needs a nightlight when you've got a living, humming, glowing plant? It's a conversation piece.
Definitely a unique aesthetic, a blend of the beautiful and the bizarre.
But there's a downside even to that. That constant humming, while distinctive,
It can get annoying.
it can actually cause headaches for some people if they're around it too much. So maybe great for the living room, not so much right next to your bed.
Right. It perfectly captures that duality again.
Yeah.
Beauty, utility, but also this subtle discomfort, maybe even disruption.
It commands appreciation, but maybe also a bit of distance. It embodies that unpredictable nature of magic bleeding into the everyday world.
Okay, let's shift gears now and talk about the man. The alchemist who became, well, arguably, Nirnroot's biggest fan, its most devoted scholar, Sinderion.
Ah, Sinderion, a master alchemist whose life became absolutely consumed by this one plant.
It wasn't just a hobby, was it? His obsession was legendary. It defined his whole existence, really. It absolutely did. And he wasn't just studying it quietly in his lab. He was genuinely, deeply worried about its future. He thought it was disappearing.
To the point where he presented his findings at the Imperial Alchemy Symposium. That's pretty major.
It is. He wasn't just saying, here's a rare plant. He was saying it was on a path to destruction. He saw its potential being lost forever.
So it wasn't just academic curiosity, it was almost a conservation effort, driven by fear of loss.
Exactly. He felt he was watching a vital piece of the world, a living record, just slipping away. A desperate plea from a scholar.
And that urgency, that desperation, it directly led to the Seeking Your Roots quest, right? The one folks might remember from Oblivion.
That's the one. During that time, around the Oblivion crisis, Nirnroot was incredibly scarce in Cyrodiil. Just finding it was a challenge.
Which only fueled Sinderion's worries and his need for action. He needed to understand why it was so rare.
Precisely. So, to do his research, to figure out its properties and maybe reverse this decline, he needed help. He enlisted the hero of Kavach.
The player character, essentially. And what did he need them to do?
Collect samples.
Yeah.
Lots of samples. He required a staggering 100 Nirnroot samples from all over Cyrodiil.
100. Wow. That tells you how rare it was and how ambitious his research was.
It was a huge undertaking. Required tons of exploration, a really keen eye, and just immense patience, scouring every corner of the province.
The reward for all that effort, what came out of his research?
Something truly remarkable. The elixir of exploration.
Right, and this wasn't just one potion, was it? It had multiple effects.
Multiple, very powerful effects. And the strength depended on how many samples the hero brought back. We're talking things like fortify health, crucial for survival.
Night Eye, too, for dark places.
Night Eye, fortify fatigue so you could keep going longer. And even boost to specific skills.
Like blade, blunt, destruction.
Restoration, sneak.
The list goes on. It was an incredible alchemical achievement. It showed the sheer versatility Sinderion saw locked inside this one plant.
An alchemical masterwork, basically transforming the explorer. Absolutely. But the challenge was immense. Remember, Nirnroot didn't regrow once picked. Not in the same spot anyway.
Yeah, that makes collecting 100 even harder. You couldn't just farm one area.
Exactly. It forced genuine exploration. And Sinderion knew this. He was pragmatic. He even offered to pay for extra samples beyond the initial 100.
So part science, part economics, reflecting its value in his desperation.
Precisely. His drive was immense.
Okay, now this is where Sinderion's thinking gets really fascinating. His theories about why Nirnroot was the way it was, he connected it to the sun's death.
Yes, a truly groundbreaking theory. He linked Nirnroot's unique state, its mutation, to this massive historical cataclysm.
The sun's death happened way back in the First Era, right? 1E668.
That's the one. A huge magical upheaval. The sun itself was affected, darkened, flickered, plunged Tamriel into this twilight period, magical instability everywhere.
And Sinderion believed this event almost wiped out Nirnroot and forced it to change dramatically.
That was his core theory. He looked at ancient descriptions, plants with brilliant yellow leaves and a blue-white glow. Very different from the turquoise green we know.
So he thought the Nirnroot we see is a mutated form adapted from that original yellow version.
Exactly. Not just passive adaptation, though. He thought it was almost an active, magical evolution triggered by the catastrophe. Like the plant responded intelligently.
How? What was the mechanism he proposed?
This is the genius part. He connected it to another major event, often linked to the sun's death. The eruption of Red Mountain.
The volcano in Morrowind, okay.
He theorized that Nirnroot specifically absorbed ash from that eruption, potent, magically charged ash, by taking that ash into itself, into its biology.
It healed itself and mutated.
That was his idea. It healed itself by incorporating the ash, which changed its color, its properties, everything. It turned the turquoise green we see today.
Wow. So it basically consumed the remnants of a disaster and transformed itself.
A living testament to resilience. It suggests this deep, almost symbiotic link between the plant and the very geological and magical fabric of Tamriel. It eats destruction and becomes something new.
That's incredible. It implies living things aren't just affected by magic. They can actively absorb and repurpose it.
Like biological alchemy. Metabolizing disaster to survive, even evolve. It's a powerful idea about how life adapts even to world-altering events.
All right, let's jump forward in time a bit. Sinderion's research laid the groundwork, but the story doesn't end there. There's another type of Nirnroot, isn't there? Even rarer.
Indeed. The Crimson Nirnroot. Take everything mysterious and potent about regular Nirnroot and amplify it.
And the most obvious difference is the color, right? Vibrant red leaves.
Really striking red.
Yeah.
Like a living ember in the dark, as you said before. Visually stunning.
But the really crucial thing is where you find it.
Yes. Exclusively in Blackreach. Those vast, dark, incredibly dangerous caverns deep beneath Skyrim.
So its habitat is totally unique. Underground, isolated.
Which implies very specific conditions are needed for it to grow. Maybe unique magical energies, specific minerals. We don't know for sure, but it's not just growing anywhere.
And being found only there, deep underground, suggests it's even more potent.
Generally considered so, yes. Its unique environment seems to imbue it with different, perhaps stronger magical properties than its surface-dwelling cousin. Alchemists covet it.
But getting it is, well, Brisky doesn't quite cover it, does it?
Not at all. Blackreach is lethal. Falmer, Shorus, ancient Dwemer constructs. It's a nightmare down there. Just getting to the plants is a major challenge.
Which only adds to its mystique and value, I suppose. High risk, high reward.
Definitely. This deep, sunless environment fostered a unique evolutionary path for the plant. Evolution and isolation.
And guess who got completely obsessed with this new Crimson mystery?
Sinderion, of course. His existing obsession just found a new, even more captivating focus.
So around 4E58, his relentless quest for Nirnroot knowledge led him down there, into Blackreach.
That's right. His drive was to truly understand Crimson Nirnroot. He felt it held deeper secrets.
And he didn't just pop down for a quick look.
Oh, no. His dedication was, frankly, astounding. He set up a field laboratory in Blackreach.
Seriously? A working lab in that environment? That's extreme dedication.
It speaks volumes about his commitment, risking everything isolation, constant danger to continue his research in that hostile place. He spent decades down there in his later life.
Decades. What was his ultimate goal with Crimson Nirnroot? Was it just understanding it?
That was part of it. But he had a bigger ambition. He hoped its unique properties might hold the key to curing the blight.
The devastating disease. Wow, so he wasn't just curious, he was trying to find something world-changing. Humanitarian, almost.
Exactly. Applying his knowledge for a greater good. He was meticulous down there, observing everything. He even noted a specific noisy red weed that seemed to nourish the Crimson Nirnroot.
Hinting at complex symbiotic relationships, even in that alien ecosystem.
Yeah. He wrote in his journal about it being an unmanageable pursuit, how his wildest dreams could not have imagined a Nirnroot with such unique properties. You feel his excitement, his obsession growing.
That obsessive focus. It leads us to the quest in Skyrim, a return to your roots, and it's quite poignant.
It really is. Fast forward to around 4E201, the time of the Dragonborn. Players exploring Blackreach make a discovery.
Sinderion's field lab? And Sinderion himself.
His remains, found right there in his lab. A silent end to decades of work.
He likely died down there, killed by the local inhabitants. Falmer, maybe.
That's the strong implication. A tragic, violent end to such dedicated research. But he left something behind.
His final journal.
Exactly. Lying there beside him. It becomes the player's guide, continuing his last work.
It asks the player to collect Crimson Nirnroot samples, right? 30 of them.
Yes, to complete his final research. It directly follows his earlier quest in Cyrodiil, bringing his life's work full circle, but now passed on to someone else.
It's heartbreaking. The culmination of his life's work cut short. The player has to finish what he started.
A powerful, almost sacred task. His final notes even mention knowing it was a difficult but rewarding task, echoing his earlier sentiments. His life consumed by the plant and ended in its pursuit.
A true masterclass in scientific obsession and its potential cost.
But Sinderion's story, his knowledge, didn't completely die with him in Blackreach. His legacy lives on.
How so? Through his writings?
Partly, yes. But crucially, through his apprentice, Avrusa Sarethi. She represents the continuation of his work.
Ah, Avrusa. She was his apprentice back in Skingrad, right?
That's right. And Sinderion shared a lot with her. His knowledge of Nirnroot cultivation, specifically, it was a real mentorship during her long stay at his house, passing the torch.
And wasn't she also in Blackreach with him for a while, helping with the lab?
She was, yes. So she saw firsthand his dedication, the dangers, the specifics of Crimson Nirnroot research. She was deeply involved.
And now she's the one carrying on his work.
She is. Not in some hidden lab, but on her farm in Skyrim. It's located between Riften and Ivarstead.
And she's actually growing Nirnroot there.
Both kinds. Common Nirnroot, and incredibly, she successfully cultivates Crimson Nirnroot.
Wow. Cultivating the Blackreach variety above ground. How?
It's a direct result of Sinderion's research, combined with the notes the last Dragonborn brought back from his lab. She managed to replicate the conditions or adapt the plant. A huge achievement.
Bringing the rarest of the rare into a controlled setting, that's amazing.
And it's not just for academic purposes. She applies this knowledge practically.
How? Still making potions?
Maybe, but the example we know is she uses cultivated Nirnroot to adjust the acidity in Jazzbay grape juice.
Jazzbay grapes. They're really tart, right? Need balancing for wine or jam.
Exactly. So she's using Sinderion's highly specialized, hard-won knowledge for everyday agriculture and food production. It bridges that gap between dangerous research and practical benefit.
It validates his life's work in a really tangible way.
It absolutely does.
So what a journey. From the glow and hum, through Sinderion's obsession, the elixir, the darkness of Blackreach and Crimson Nirnroot, and now Avrusa carrying the torch. It's a whole saga for just one plant.
It really is. It shows how much depth even small details in Tamriel can hold. A truly compelling story.
When you reflect on it, Sinderion's impact was huge, wasn't it?
Immense. His relentless curiosity revealed so much about Nirnroot's resilience, its weird properties, its incredible ability to adapt to catastrophe like the sun's death. He saw significance where others just saw a rare herb.
But even after all that, decades of study, Nirnroot still feels mysterious, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. It's still shrouded in mystery. That deep magical connection to Tamriel, that ability to heal itself by absorbing ash, its strange effects on living things.
It feels like more than just a plant, like it's woven into the world's magical fabric somehow.
Deeply integrated, yeah. A living part of Tamriel's essence, constantly responding to the world around it.
Which leads back to that adaptability. Sinderion saw it as a symbol of resilience.
A symbol of resilience, of unyielding magical potential within Tamriel, and also, a symbol of that relentless pursuit of knowledge that drove him, even past the point of death. His work echoes on.
So here's a final thought to leave everyone with, building on that idea of adaptation and absorbed magic.
Okay.
If Nirnroot, this humble plant, can mutate and essentially heal itself by absorbing the ash from cataclysms, drawing power from destruction, what does that imply about the rest of Tamriel's landscape?
Interesting question.
Right.
You mean the seemingly non-living parts?
Exactly. Is it possible that other elements, the rocks, the soil, maybe even the water, also possess some kind of latent responsive magic, a magic just waiting for the next big event to awaken or transform them?
Much like the humble, glowing, humming Nirnroot. That's a fascinating thought, that the entire world might be more magically reactive than we assume.
Something to definitely ponder next time you're looking at a mountain range or just the dirt beneath your feet in Tamriel. There might be hidden magic everywhere.
A world alive with potential.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the weird and wonderful world of Nirnroot.